Hello, my friend, and welcome to today's episode number 140. This is my week 16 of my weight loss journey, and today we're going to talk about vacation weight because obviously, like most people, if they predict vacations, most of my clients don't want to get coached when it's vacation time. So yeah, it's because you gain weight, and I gained weight too. I gained like 3 kilos in a week's time. I was 51.6 last on the podcast day, like Wednesday. Two Wednesdays back, I was 51.6. And by the time I came back, the Wednesday where I was supposed to record, I didn't because I was I was like, oh my God, I'm gaining so much weight. And I was in India and I was not here. I thought I would, but I completely forgot. I completely got carried away. And this is something which I'm still working on. One day I would be there where I'm like consistently posting. So, how much is the weight today? It's 52.6. I was 54.8 or something when I landed here. I was 51.6 to 54.8 kilos. It's not even pounds, it's kilos. So that is the amount of weight that I gained, like almost 3 kilos, and more than 3 kilos actually. Now, this is important because is it fat weight? Is it water retention? Is it just poop? What is it, right? Now, generally, traveling will lead to worsening of insulin resistance. So that means, so insulin resistance, when it worsens, that means you are going to go in storage mode. You are, whatever carbohydrates you eat is just going to get converted into fat more. So generally, if you're sleep deprived, if you are eating more of carbohydrates, you're not exercising, you're too much stressed, it's just going to worsen your insulin resistance. And traveling leads to jet lag. There is time difference. You are going in a different location completely. So you need to understand that your body is not going to feel safe because your sudden circumstances have changed, right? Like it's not the same room, it's not the same place where I wake up, it's not the same weather, it's not the same people. So you go into like sort of a heightened response, even if it's your home, that can happen. uh, so there is that which happens around traveling. So that's how I completely missed out my last week's evaluation because I was just like, I have travel anxiety. And this time I was not at my mom's place, I was at my mother in law's place, my husband's place, basically. And so it's not that I was not feeling safe, it's just like I'm not used to, like most girls, this is again, it's, I don't want to generalize it because there are girls who don't feel safe with their mom, dad, or their mother's place, but they feel safe with the in laws. I feel safe with both, 100%. I don't have any issues, nothing, but still at the back of my mind, the safety is more with my parents because, you've grown up with them. And like, there has been unsafety there as well. But anyway, let's get started with today's podcast. Um, so I gained 3 kilos. Now, that was in a week's time, but I know I have done this work so many times. I knew it's gonna go off. Like, it's not 3 kilos. I know the moment I get back on routine, I'm gonna shed most of it easily. And that's what happened. So I went from 54.8 because that day my brain just went off. I was like, oh my God, what a shame. This is pathetic. How could you do this? And all of that. That sort of thinking came. But then there was also like, Lashmi, you've given yourself December 2025. Let's see what happens, right? Like, there's no rush, just get back on plan. And it feels good to have my own routine. So I just got back on the routine the next day, and I've been on routine, clockwork, Thursday I landed, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's almost a week. And today it's 52.6. So 54.8 to 52.6. I lost like 2 kilos, but I still have that 1 kilo almost, right? It was 51.6. So maybe this is the fat which I gained because of the traveling. And um, so if you are someone who generally gains weight with traveling and doesn't come back to routine, understand that yes, you will go in storage mode for some time, but all you have to do is just get back to the routine, and then you will find out eventually like how much of that was water retention. I still don't know. Like the only way to calculate water retention and fat and muscle and all of that is like through a detailed body composition scan, which I wanted to do actually in India because it's like very cheap in India, but I didn't. I forgot. So let's see what happened. So last week I had talked about the things which I'm gonna do in the coming week. Basically, knowing very well I'm traveling. I think I had already booked the tickets then. So I knew what I'm going to do. S- But not everything went on plan. And anytime that happens when you don't do as planned, I always tell my clients, listen, don't go into that shame and don't categorize yourself as like someone who can't do hard things or can't do something that she wants to do. Don't do that. Don't get sucked into that. Instead, gather data. Let's calculate, let's look at it objectively. So I I wanted to do this objectively, the whole thing, right? And I have like gotten fully objective, keeping my the 2 weeks before plan, because I always tell revise right at the end of the um podcast, like what am I going to do? I have checked all of those things if I've done that. So first thing which I'd ask myself to do is like walk every day 10K steps. Now, um, in UAE, I walked. But in India, I did that like 2 times. Um, 2 times I could go for walk, and the remaining 5 days I did not go. Even on the airport day, when I was traveling, that day also the step count was not 10K because you're sitting in the plane and all of that, you're traveling, sitting everywhere. So even the household traveling, which I'll do, like pacing around, that also didn't happen on the airport day, which I predicted. So out of 14 days, 10K steps happened 4 times. And the lowest step count was 3K. And this was the day when I was actually coaching. So I was like, literally no movement. I was like bound to the screen. Um, Rest of the days, like I walk between 5 to 9K steps. Now, I couldn't walk in India. I walked first day and then second day. First day when I went late, but it was raining nicely there, so I was like, I'm gonna go. I went without an umbrella, thinking that I can handle the drizzle. And I didn't have my phone. I mean, I had my phone, but I didn't have the local number, so I didn't have any internet or any connectivity. I was like, let's see what happens. It's India. I can handle it. Um, and I went, and the thing which bothered me was the dog poop everywhere. There are a lot of stray dogs in India, and it was around 10, 11 a.m. And still, I was seeing so many places dog poop basically, and I thought it was human poop. I was like, which human is gonna poop in the middle of the road or even in the corner of the road? Nobody does that. It is dog poop. And then I started seeing the poop. It's a different type of colors. I was like, oh my god, whoever is like, these are sick poops. Like I know what sick poop looks like. These are sick poops. I'm like, oh my god, the stray dogs are sick. So that was like a different conversation around whatever is happening in Delhi around Supreme Court order around strays and all that. But that was one thing which I did not like. Second thing I did not like was the noise pollution, because I found a walking place near my house, and it is a walking park. And my brother-in-law told me there'll be a lot of walkers around there. And because I reached late, there were no walkers. And then there was so much pollution, and then there was so much noise of rickshaws and cars, and there was just so much noise, which was like triggering me. So I was like, no, we are not doing this. And so the next day I went to this open lake park, around the lake, and that was okay. But what happened was like I felt very unsafe in many areas. Like the child in me who has grown up in India, who knows what is safe, what is not safe, I just didn't feel safe. So I was like, no. And the funny story, when I went for the first day of walk, what happened was it started to rain torrentially. It just suddenly started. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have any place to sit. I don't have an umbrella and I don't have my phone and I can't even get a rickshaw because there was no rickshaw or something. I didn't even carry money. But I was like, I'll take a rickshaw and I'll go home and I'll get the money from up. But I was like, oh my God, kya karu? And then I finally found there were some rickshaws parked of some people who were staying around. And I was like, I can just sit here. And I was for the longest time under a tree because I know if it rains, you need to be under a big tree. And if it stops raining, you need to get out of that tree because it will keep on dripping more. So I was under the tree and then I found the rickshaw and I was like, there is no rickshaw driver here. So I'm just going to sit in there. So for almost 15-20 minutes, I was sitting in a rickshaw waiting for the rain to stop. I was like, wow. And that day I had another client to coach. So I was like so stressed. Like, how do I get home, get showered, get ready? I need to go. I don't know when this rain is gonna stop. So finally, when it settled, I saw some people walking in the rain without umbrella. I saw some people on the bike without umbrella, women. So then I was like, you know what, it's okay, you can do it. And it was almost like a 30-minute walk back, and people would see me getting drenched. There was no cap also. Anyway, so I walked back and I was I had like a lot of stories to tell my daughter, especially, and how she missed out and how I had fun in the rain. And the pollution smell, it sort of like settled with the rain. So I really got to enjoy the rain, but I was still like watching around the poop. Now the poop thing happens over here as well in UAE. Like this canal path that I have, there is regular poops around there. Like there's either a cat poop or a dog poop. I see poop around. And there is even here, my brain will be like, watch out. Because some people, stray cats, they're just gonna poop. There are people who clean, but they don't clean regularly. So it's like, I was like, what is the difference? It's the same. The pollution, there we have pollution, here we have sandstorm and such humidity. So both sides there were discomforts. The third day I wanted to go to the national park to walk, but then I saw a monkey over there and I was like, oh no, I'm not going. And then I did not get up early in the morning because I think the morning time morning walk people will be there in the mornings for company. I don't get up early because I was sleeping late, I was chit chatting. So that just, I was like, forget about it. So most days I walked around 9K steps in these 2 weeks. And this is important because I literally went into my Apple data and I found out how many steps I had taken. Because my brain was just thinking that, I messed up everything for the 2 weeks because I saw that weight gain. And my clients' brains do the same thing. They will completely dismiss all the work that they have done. Even when I walk 9K steps most days, except for those 3-4 days, my brain was not acknowledging that. So I'm proud of myself that, I did 9K steps most days. But regarding walking and next vacation, I am going to get out of the house for sure every day, no matter what. So either I'll go to a mall to walk, that's a safe place, or maybe like go to a gym or go to a gym in a mall. But even more, like remember to not buy anything while coming from the mall. That's the one thing because I don't really like gym. Maybe one day I'll overcome that barrier. The second thing that I was thinking about was what I had decided was that I'll have black coffee till 2 p.m. And I did this because I was having like the coffee with cream in the mornings, 2-3 cups with sweetener. So I had transitioned from that and I changed my plan to like black coffee till 2 p.m. one or two or three cups, whatever, 2 cups. I can't do more of that. So I did this every day in UAE, but in Mumbai, I did this just for one day. And rest of the days, I had coffee with cream and sweetener, and I actually had my breakfast or brunch, which was basically egg and breads. On my way back, I did have breakfast in the lounge and with lots of dessert because they didn't have like the meal ready, so they just had like dessert. So I had laddus and gulab jamuns and all sort of small pastries and stuff. So from this black coffee plan, I diverged like maybe 6 days out of 14. What I'll do next time is basically I'm going to stick to black coffee until 2 p.m. no matter what, if the goal is weight loss. If my goal is not weight loss, whatever plan is there in the morning, I have to stick to that. Um, this is very important, okay? Because we always think that whatever I'm doing right now in weight loss, I have to do it permanently. No. First of all, even in weight loss, you have to be willing to try different things. Like every 2 weeks, the plan is changing. Like for me, I was having full breakfast in the beginning, bread, sourdough toast, dunked in butter, eggs. Then I removed that. Then I slowly postponed it. Then I removed that. Then I had my coffee with cream. Then I removed that. Then I'm having black coffee for breakfast. So it's like becoming like a longer fast. Even for lunch, before I was having like a proper lunch, then I saw that it's not losing weight. Plus, I'm drowsy. So I reduced that. I transitioned to just nuts. And now it's just nuts and tea. So even during weight loss, you're going to change your protocol. So you don't know what you're going to follow. So don't be under the impression that you have to, whatever you're doing is going to be permanent. So now when I'm planning like what I'll do next vacation, I don't know what I'll be doing. If I'm in the weight loss, like this sort of travel thing, right? You have to be careful and plan intentionally. Now I'm gathering data, right? In past, when I've lost weight, I used to not gather data. I was just getting coached by a coach. But now, because I do this for a living, I do this for my clients. You might not have to do as detailed as I am doing, but just like understand how my brain is working, how your coach's brain is working, so you can implement it on your own. So regarding breakfast, I was going to break my fast, so there was no breakfast, right? My first meal was supposed to be nuts with tea and creamer and sweet. This happened only like half the time because when I returned back, this happened. But in India, most of the times it was eggs. I munched on nuts most times when I was snacking in India, and most of my snacking, which happened after dinner when I was awake with my family members. That's when most of my snacking happened. But there were times when I went to my mother in law's place, and that time she would offer me some snacks. So I would just have that snack. That was like, I don't even remember what I was having. Like, I would have to think, like, there were chips, lots of chips I would get for myself, or like some cake and some whatever they order, I would have. Or if she has made a meal, I would have the meal. So there was a lot of out of protocol things I had. But once I came in UAE, I was on plan from Sunday. So what I'll do next time around this sort of situation is basically just take pictures. Like I tell my clients, when you can't predict what's going to happen or you see it's going fully out of protocol, just take pictures of whatever you're eating for data, because then you come to know how you behave. If you don't take pictures, you would have to think longer. But most people who want to lose weight, the effect of carbohydrates, most people don't remember. It affects the cognition, and that's what Alzheimer's is called as like type 3 diabetes. That is the effect of carbohydrates on the brain. So try to take pictures. Now, if I try to remember first day what I did, second day what I did, third day, I will have enough data, but I didn't do that. Maybe I should do that. That'd be fun. Okay. So maybe I'll do it, but I think I should do it. Okay, look at my brain, how I go, right? Anyway, so dinner, my plan was to basically have vegetables, chicken or fish or egg with some dark chocolate. And this was true most days in UAE, but on vacation days, I was having rice, bread, roti, chips. There was no dark chocolate. Also, I was having vegetables and proteins every meal, but there was also these other high carb, high refined carb food items that I was having with it, apart from the snacking. So this is the reason why I gained weight. I started eating as planned after I return. So what I'll do next time during a vacation, again, we always have our phone. Just take the pictures of like the moment I see something I'm doing out of plan, I will take a picture before I eat. Now, I had planned that you are allowed to snack on nuts at night if you get hungry, and I did snack after dinner every day on my vacation days. But once I came back, it didn't happen. What I'll do next time is basically, even on vacation days, I'm going to focus on sleeping earlier because I have someone in my house, my child, who sleeps early. But even she was not sleeping early, she wanted to play. But even then, I was like trying to make her sleep. And honestly, I don't know how to um, stay up chatting with family members without eating. I just, I was like, if someone was putting a camera on me, I was just binge eating. They were not eating much. I was. So there was something about that. So I need to figure out what I need to do around that. I might ask someone to record me while I'm eating secretly. They need to do it secretly because if I see that they're recording, obviously I'll change my behavior. Or I might just evaluate the next day, but I didn't even evaluate next day. There was like such a big disconnect. I just was like fully unconscious. I didn't want to look at anything. So I need to break this pattern of suppressing my emotions with food. I just don't know what happens. I need to look into it. So I get uncomfortable with people around. I have the social anxiety, and even with my family members, I will just go do this sort of thing with friends. Um, and I just go to food. So that's like my coping mechanism. Apart from that, I had decided that I'm going to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours every day. I slept well 9 out of 14 days. So more than half. Anything more than 50% is good enough, I think. I tell my clients even 1 or 2 days you did something right. Look at what you did. What were you thinking? What was the mindset and emotional status you were in that you did this? Can we tap that? But for me, I slept around 7 to 8 hours for 9 days out of 14 weeks. 2 days I slept 4 hours only. Rest I slept between 5 to 6 hours. And I was okay most days. I didn't feel sleep deprived. I was not feeling tired. Not even feeling tired on flight days because I just on the when we were going, it was a night flight and we landed at like 1:30 or something, 2 o'clock, and the flight was delayed. Even when it was nighttime, I was watching a movie. I finally fell asleep like last 1 hour or something. So that is a pattern I have, but I don't want to look into it because I don't travel so much. So it's okay, I guess. But overall, I slept well. Plus, I got to go home and sleep well. But the thing is, my brain wakes up the moment sun is out. So that is a problem. So I just need to like figure out a way to sleep and early, even if it's a night flight. Try to catch some sleep in the night. But then they start feeding you and all that, so they will keep disturbing. But this is an issue even my clients have, like how to say no to them. um I don't know how I coach them. What do I tell them is like, plan for it, predict it, or just decide ahead of time what are you gonna eat in it. But in my case, I was like, yeah, the thought which I had, which made me eat in the flight, was, um, it's okay. I'm not obese. I'm not overweight also. I'm normal weight. I can eat. This thought kills it for me. So I need to remember something like, okay, we need to keep the momentum on. We need to stick to the protocol. We need to stick to our plan no matter what, because we still have a weight loss goal because we want to regulate our hormones. I have to remember this. Okay. So the other than this, there was like, I won't be drinking this weekend. That was the plan as I was traveling. So I didn't drink. I think in the flight I drank. No, I didn't drink in the flight also. I had mango juice instead, sugar. But I had a lot of munchies on my vacation, if you know what I mean. So after returning back, I did drink on Friday and Saturday both. Thanks to the pictures, I can confirm that now. I look at my pictures and see what I've eaten. What I'll do next time, I'll just be honest with myself. I If I can lose weight without giving up alcohol, I'm going to plan alcohol on weekends because I need to focus on one substance at a time. And food, sugar, flour, based foods, these are substances, right? These are addictive patterns. So, first thing, I focus only on food. If at all don't lose weight when I've completely eliminated flour and sugar and I'm still not losing weight, that's when the alcohol will be looked into. Um, Regarding the munchies, so yeah, the plan is 30 ml vodka with Diet Coke. That's good enough for me, both on Friday and Saturday. Now, Saturday, if I don't feel like, I might not have. Regarding munchies, that was one of the reason I left India because I was like doing it every day. So I don't think I have a conscious control over it. It's fascinating to see what happens the moment I land home, especially in my husband's home. If I'm at my parents' place, it's not a problem because there is no one to give me anything there. But husband's place, yes. And I'm super clean generally in my parents' place. So I know with traveling I can manage my mind around that. But husband's place is a problem. So maybe I would have to visit my parents more to break the pattern. Also, coaching helps. Like if I'm continuing to coach, then I just remember that I have to be alert. So that helps. That helped me a lot. So, but even at my parents' place, what I do is I'll just keep having tea after tea after tea after tea. So there is like that social anxiety, that travel anxiety, that just my anxiety is just so high when I am out of my comfort zone, out of my house. So what I'm going to do next time, I'm going to really try to remember to record the events, especially if I can make a short video recording of my face, how I look, or what food I'm eating. That will definitely help. And maybe I'll tell someone, like, can you just make a recording of this? Because that might help me snap out of my binge eating or emotional eating pattern. Let's see. Do I trust these people? Well, they can record in my own phone. All right. Apart from that, I had a plan to allow urges to eat around food, especially the nuts in between meals, and adding sweetener and cream in the coffee, morning coffee. So, what I did was like over there, every urge was obeyed. Basically, there was maybe like first 2 days when I walked, that's when I was like fully disciplined. After that, it just like gone, subconscious, unconscious mode, active. But once I returned, what I started doing was like, I told myself that I would rather focus on getting things done because I have a plan every day to do whatever is to be done. Even on weekends, I have a plan. So I rather focus on whatever is done. Like if that thing is done, then you can have uh whatever. Like if it's planned, like tea and coffee is planned, have that. For sure I'll have that. But if there is something new, like oh have some more nuts or have some more tea or coffee, especially as an Indian, I just like I think we drink a lot of tea and I can go into tea after tea after tea, especially if I add the sweetener in it. So um, I started telling myself, finish the work first and then have it. Finish the work first and then have it. Finish the work first and have it. Then I was like, because I have planned work as well. It's not like I'm distracting myself. My brain is actually distracting me with the food because the planned work is uncomfortable. And I'm like, no, it's not uncomfortable. Just do it. And most of the times I do it. Like this podcast, I did not want to record at all. And I was like, let's just have some cup of tea or coffee. Let's cook something. I was like, no, just sit in front of camera and record. Go, hit play, start talking. So that's what like most work is. Like we keep on procrastinating on it and we don't need to just get started, right? Apart from that, I also, what I did was like I came up with an idea of like doing yoga positions, especially the standing balancing positions. Like if there's an urgency and I see myself going in kitchen and I'm about to snack or something, I will do that standing tricot, whatever is that holding your leg position. That one I will do. So most of my, apart from urges, like snacking happened around dinner, but I was on point when I was in UAE on weekends as well. What I'll do next time, again, if anything happened, unintentional, automatic, binge eating, emotional eating, I would try to remember what I did and if possible take pictures, if possible ask someone else to record how I'm behaving. I used to have a CCTV camera for my kid, and I remember that was one of the reasons why I lost weight, because I had gained so much weight and I had got this slump, and I used to watch the CCTV footage to see the baby, but I used to also see me, and I was like, oh my God, who is this person? I'm so lethargic, and it just disgusted me so much the way I was looking. So, how you look, if you can see, if you can record yourself, that might help you make the change. That might help you snap out, because then you're out of your body, right? And you're trying to look at yourself as a watcher. So maybe get a CCTV camera if it's possible for you, and just look at yourself how you are. Um, Apart from that, there was also a commitment that I'm going to focus on enjoying all the things which I don't have in UAE, mainly people and weather. And I definitely did this totally. There were times when I was really anxious and I just was like so troubled inside of me, and I didn't even know what to do. So I would just go in the balcony and stare at the forest. And if it was raining, like I would stop everything and be just like looking at the rain, because I love rain. I love it. And now also there's a big storm happening in India, like a flood situation in Mumbai. And they all are like, oh my God, we are trapped in the house. And I'm like, I also want to be there. I want to be home so badly. So I know the emotions are so high around that weather that I it keeps coming back and back. So I know in future I'm going back to a place where it rains. At least during the rainy season, I want to be there. I want to see the greens. I want to see the forest. I just love it. So there were many moments where I just looked at the rain and the forest and the greenery and soaked it up, as if like, I'm capturing the emotions, as if it's not going to happen ever happen again. Like in UAE, it doesn't happen, especially in summer. Summer is so long, so it makes me cry just thinking about it, of how when I don't have the rain, it just I feel like I'm not me. So the rains bring me a lot of joy. It's one of my happy places. I need to add it to my happy place folder. So this is the evaluation of what actually happened, what I had planned and what actually happened. So um, let's revise one more time. What I'll do next time on a vacation or just next week is basically walking. Yes, I will walk every day, at least 10K steps. And now I have added to my walk, like I try to run. If I'm late, if I need to be home before my husband leaves, I need to run. So yes, some running is already happening. I have also added climbing stairs. So I live in a building which has 9 stories, so I'm climbing it 2 times. Apart from that, I've started doing my yoga as well, and it's like really feeling good. So that I'm doing. But on a vacation, I will force myself to walk no matter what. Either go to a mall and walk in the mall, they have stairs as well, or go to a gym or a gym in the mall. Why? Now, this is another thing which I'm adding. You need to know whatever you're doing, why. Why is important. I'm going to walk every day because I want to take care of my body no matter what, no matter where I am, right? And it feels good once I'm done with my walk, once I'm done with my exercise, because I'm ready for the day. Also, I get to meditate while walking. There's like processing happening, the bilateral tapping. Also, I get to listen to my coaches on my walk, and I love that feeling. So that was another reason, like I didn't have data, so I just was like, I don't even get to listen to my coaches, so I'm not doing this. Apart from that, I'm sticking to the black coffee for now, till 2 p.m. no matter what, as long as the goal is to lose weight. But in future, around vacation time, if I'm in maintenance, I will have to know what is my morning plan. Now, this is important. Why? Why would I stick to my food plan? Is because following a pre-decided plan. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have a call in some time. I need to put a timer. Yeah. So why is it important to it's important because following a pre-decided plan around food or exercise or sleep or whatever work, it feels like everything is right when I do it as planned, when I everything is okay, it feels like that. And if I don't do as planned, my irritation starts, my anxiety starts building up, my I start feeling guilty. And I know what I have planned, actually whatever I have planned is coming from my highest brain, right? Like planning happens from the prefrontal cortex. So no one is making me do this, I am making me do this. So I just have to follow the plan, that's it. I don't have to do all these 20 things around it. When I follow the plan, I am safe, I am fine, I am okay. So I need to remember that. I need to practice that. Apart from that, for snacking, anything happens out of plan, I have to build a skill of taking a picture before it happens. Like I just like if I'm having kurkure here or any sort of snacks here. Like yesterday, my husband ordered pav bhaji, dabeli, and something else. Yeah, pizza for my daughter, Margarita. And for me, he's asking me, "You want something? You want something?" I'm like, "It's Tuesday." He came home early, so he thought he will order. I was like, why? I will just eat my home food. And I had like black chana, which I hate. And my daughter had my chicken, so I was planning to have that chicken for me. And I didn't want to have fish, so I was like, you know what? I'll have the black chana. It was like so boring and so bland, but I had it. I had it. And I didn't touch any of his food except for this farsan he had, which I wanted to put in the misal. Ah, he got misal pav, not pav bhaji, and I had some of that. So, and I took picture for that. So I'm gonna like, once I take the picture, there's like, okay, Rashmi, no, no, it's like that. So just take the picture before I eat whatever I'm eating, as I need data, as I forget what I ate, and also taking that picture snaps me out of my emotional or habitual eating. I will still need data to do an evaluation for next time, right? So the picture helps. Now, why would I take the pictures? Because I don't want to suppress my emotions with food. If I'm uncomfortable with something, I want to find out why am I uncomfortable? Like yesterday, they were all eating restaurant food. I also wanted to eat, right? So that was my discomfort. And how I solved for it was like took that chutney. I didn't eat all of that, but a little bit. But it's okay. I caught it, right? So I want to enjoy my everyday life without feeling guilty about something, without feeling bad about something, right? So even for vacation, when I eat something out of plan, take a picture because I want to enjoy my vacation much more than feeling anxious the whole time and eating all times, right? Now, if I solve for my anxiety, I would have like a better experience. Like whatever I'm anxious about, if I just like find out what I'm anxious about, what do these people do to me that I get so scared? Can we find some other belief system? And that's like something which I don't look at directly, and I think I need to, right? Hopefully I will. And if I the moment I do it, I will tell you guys, I'll create a podcast episode around it. Apart from that, if I snack, I will evaluate the next day why that happened, why that happened, get curious about what emotion I was suppressing again. This will be hard, but I will have to do it. Record myself, maybe create a reel or record on time lapse, just put the phone there. Why I do this? Why will I record myself? Why I want to evaluate is like I do not want to emotionally eat. I want to understand what bothers me and how it won't bother me while I continue socializing, basically. Regarding sleep and travel, I will wake up without an alarm, especially if I have no agenda, nowhere to go. I will plan things as late as possible. I did that mostly. let the sun wake me up, and on the flight, try to sleep if possible at night. But I don't travel that much, so I'm like, it's okay, you can do whatever you want, and I'm okay with it. Regarding alcohol, again, I'm going to allow just 1 unit on a Friday and a Saturday, 30 ml. Uh, as long as I'm losing weight, the moment I don't lose weight, I'm going to stop that. Once I reach the goal weight, I will work on eliminating. I will, once I figure out how I maintain my weight, the kind of food and lifestyle I have that maintains the weight, I'm going to work on eliminating alcohol from my life. That's like the next goal for me. Why I will do it? Because one substance at a time. That's what I want to do. It helps my clients, it helps me. I just want to have a good heart, all of those reasons. Um, Regarding allowing urges, do a yoga pose, especially if I'm in kitchen and standing, and do those 5 breaths in standing balancing poses. I anyway want to stretch my hamstrings, so I would do something like that. So the lessons for me, the work that I have to do is I really have to get curious around why I get anxious. And also another thing I might do is, this might take some work, but try to remember what all I ate just for fun. If I can remember, I would love to. So let's see how my this current week goes. My food is going to be the same. Black coffee, then maybe like some nuts, a lot of nuts actually, and tea, then electrolytes, at least 3 liters of water, exercise in the morning, and sleep at night, at least 7 to 8 hours. This is the plan. I have been adding meditation as well. To calm my nerves. There are certain things which I'm like securing my mind so I don't get triggered around it. So I'm doing these things mm, to keep my insulin resistance low. But I'm still like in my most optimal weight. So going from 52.6 to 50 is going to be hard. I don't know how. Weekends need to be tightened. Plus, I'll be premenstrual again. So I'm hoping that postmenstrually the weight will drop. Um, let's see. All right, that's it for today. I will see you next time. Bye.